Charlie. Good evening, everybody. Right, let's start by, can you guys do me a favour? Can you all put your hand up for me? In the air, like you do care. Yeah? Right, this time last year, you all wanted to quit your job. Keep your hands up for a second. Charlie, Izzy, can you put your hands up and join them, please? Right now, by the time I finish this talk, you'll want to join them in quitting your job. Hopefully not because of this talk. A Microsoft survey of 30,000 people across 31 countries last year showed that 43% of people wanted to leave their employers. Right now, that number is 50%. It's getting worse. Why is that? But before we get into that, let's look at what you guys are doing, what organisations and leaders are doing to combat that. We're doing things like working from home ratios, working from the office ratios, 4-day working weeks, other working patterns, wellness programs, spa days, all these kind of tactics to deal with it. But they are just that, tactics. We're not getting beneath the surface. Because beneath the surface is something far more fundamental to us, far more important to us as human beings. And that's this. You can insert your own gag there. Right, hands up, important question. If you think toilet roll should unroll away from the wall.
Yes.
Good question.
Definitely.
Good. Right,
It's a
hands
deal
up.
breaker, this.
Hands up if you're a maniac and you think toilet roll. Okay. A few people that don't use toilet roll either. Strange. That is a preference. That's all that is. It's preference. You wouldn't mandate that preference to your team, but we mandate preferences all the time. We go from preference to opinion to suggestion to a mandate. Why do we do that? And what impact does that have? After all, we're leaders. We're supposed to direct our team, don't we? Well, a Harvard report of last year that surveyed a proportion of the 21 million people in the US that quit their job cited 3 reasons. No pay, lack of opportunity to advance, but the biggest by far was that they were not listened to. Their preferences, their opinions were ignored. But we're clever people. Why are we ignoring their preferences? Well, I've got another question for you. What's this?
Piggy bank.
Pig. Good, you are clever people. It's a piggy bank. People with kids actually see a piggy bank. Maybe if you're still hungry after the food, you see a bacon sarnie. A butcher certainly sees meat when they see a pig. A farmer sees perhaps early mornings and hopefully profit. But a vet sees a patient. We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. And that's why our mandates get us into trouble. Because our sense of self gets attached to our preferences and our opinions. We get locked in, we can only see things as we are. And when things like suggestions get questioned or even challenged, it's like our sense of self is being challenged. So what can we do? Well, we can take that word mandate and we can swap it. I'd like to suggest you swap it to experiment. I've been working with a tech startup since the end of last year. When we started, their leadership team had mandated that the organisation could work from home 1 day a week. So we played around with that. We played a little bit loose and fast, and we took their 4 days a month, and we talked to them each month. What were their preferences about working those 4 days? Some of them wanted to work those 4 days around their kids so they could spend more time with their family. Some people wanted to spend less time with their family. Some people wanted their time around the weekend so they could do more adventures, more hobbies. Some people, after a few chats, turned out they were lonely. They didn't want to work from home. They wanted to spend all their time in the office. Their preference was to be in the office. After a few weeks of that, they reported that their collaboration had gone up. Not because they'd done anything different to what they were doing before, because they were talking about their preferences. Their productivity measures had gone up. Their throughput, their other measures. Their retention. Nobody has left that organisation this year. That is not what was happening last year. I'm proud to say that the leadership has seen sense and has demolished that working from home policy. There's no longer any rules around it. The teams work out their preferences each week. So I want to leave you with a choice. You can continue to lean into your preferences and drive your people away, because that's what everybody else seems to be doing at the moment. Or you can listen to the preferences and opinions of your team members, including yours. Yours is just as valid. But then open it up to experiment. Listen and design your organisation around the amazing creativity, productivity, innovative ideas that are in your team? Which type of environment would you prefer to work in? Thank you.